Let's find our way to a comfortable centered seat. Find Sukhasana. And feel free to stretch the legs out if that's better for your body. Happy Monday. Let's close our eyes and begin our practice this morning. Let's take some centering breaths, drawing some inhales and exhales through the nose. And with each exhale, let's just feel ourselves a little bit more present, a little bit more centered. Feel the crown of the head drawing up to the sky, the sits bones drawing down to the earth. And as we're breathing, we're not just breathing air, but life energy itself. Drawing that beautiful life energy into the heart, strengthening the core with the exhales. And let's take a moment to just welcome ourselves to the practice just as we are. And still keeping these nice deep breaths flowing through. Let's let the eyes softly open. Let's bring our fingertips out to either side. And with our inhale, let's take our right arm and reach it up. As we exhale, let's lean across and hold here for a few breaths. Then with our next breath in, let's rise up, reaching the left arm up to the sky. And we'll exhale over to the right, holding here, breathing deep into that left side. Then let's go back and forth, inhaling to reach the right arm up, exhaling to lean across, floating the other arm up with the inhale and leaning on the exhale. Find a pace that works for your body and your breath. And let's do one more to each side. With our next breath in, let's float both arms up to the sky. Let's lean forward a little bit on the exhale, holding here, reaching that tailbone and the sits bones down to the mat behind us, engaging the core to lean in just a little bit more. Let's take one more inhale here. As we exhale, let's float the fingertips down to the mat, releasing into a deeper forward fold. And let's take a few breaths here. Engaging the core, let's reach one arm up and then the other, finding that reaching position again, lengthening the collarbones forward and the tailbone back. Then with an inhale, let's reach straight up to the sky and exhale, release those arms. Let's take a few breaths, just rolling the shoulders back. And let the shoulders release down. If we're sitting asymmetrically, let's change that. So the other foot is in front or on top, finding those sits bones again. Then with our inhale, let's reach both arms up. Let's twist to the right with the exhale and hold here for a few breaths, just using the arms as a little bit of leverage, rooting both sits bones down into the earth, reaching tall through the crown of the head. One more exhale. Then with our in-breath, let's unwind. Let's reach the arms up. Exhale, twist to the other side, holding here, breathing. We can close our eyes. Neck is neutral. We're using the breath to twist a little deeper. On our next inhale, let's unwind. Let's reach the arms up. As we exhale, let's reach forward. Fingertips are active. Core is drawing back and in. See if you can lean into it just a little more. Taking one more inhale and exhale, releasing the fingertips down to the earth. Let's take a few breaths in forward fold, being gentle with that hip that's in front, softening the heart. Then little by little, let's walk the hands back in until the spine is stacked. Once we find our seat, let's stretch the legs out into a V shape. Let's roll the thighs in just slightly to help tilt the pelvis forward. Then let's bring the fingertips once again to either side. With our in-breath, let's reach one arm up. Exhale to lean. Inhale, reach the other arm up. Exhale to lean. And maybe we go a little deeper through those side bodies since we're already a little bit warmed up. And now that both sits bones are completely even on the mat, let's press down through that opposite sits bone as we reach the fingertips away. One more to each side. And let's inhale both arms up to the sky. As we exhale, let's open the arms out into a T. Hold here on the in-breath. We'll exhale, lean to one side, reach. Inhale, center. Exhale, lean to the other side and reach. Inhale, center. Let's go side to side with the breath, lengthening upward through the crown of the head, keeping both sits bones rooted to the mat. One more to each side. Then with our inhale, let's reach the arms up. Let's face the left leg. Exhale, fold over that left leg. Let's hold here, breathing. Let's put a little micro bend in that left knee, softening the shoulders, keeping the breath active. And let's walk the hands back up. With our inhale, let's reach to the sky. We'll turn toward the right leg. Exhale, fold, putting a little bend in that knee. Let's hold here, breathing, feeling for length and space in the spine and in that right hamstring. And breathing as we go, let's walk those hands back to center. Let's bring the feet out in front of us so that the soles of the feet can come onto the mat. Knees are bent. Let's reach the arms forward like we're hugging a tree here. And we'll lean back a little bit, tucking the tail. Exhale, curl back up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tuck the tail, roll back. Keep exhaling to roll forward and lift. Let's go a little deeper. We're using this extra long exhale to really hollow out the belly, scooping those abdominal muscles away from the rib cage. Let's do 3 more. Beautiful. 1 more. On our next exhale, let's roll back. We'll hold there, breathing, scooping those abdominals. Let's take those left fingertips. We'll reach them back behind us, tap the mat. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, reach the right arm back and tap. Inhale, center. Let's go back and forth. We're scooping those abdominals under the rib cage. Tailbone is tucked. 1 more to each side. And let's curl back up. Inhale, lift tall. Exhale, fold over the legs, rounding the back. We'll take 3 full breaths here. And release. Let's sit back up and we'll come all the way back down onto our mat, however we want to get there. We'll come down into active rest pose, bringing the soles of the feet onto the mat, reaching the arms out just gently to either side. Let's sway the knees side to side, softening through the jaw, softening through the eyes. Let's take this opportunity to massage the sacrum, releasing the lower back. And little by little, let's make this a smaller and smaller movement pattern until we feel the sacrum really centered on the mat again. Let's bring the feet hip distance or even a little bit closer together. Let's bring the arms at our sides now, palms down, getting ready for marching. So with each exhale now, we'll hollow out the belly, drawing those abdominal muscles down and in. As we exhale, let's also scoop the shoulder blades down the back and inhale, soften. We'll keep this nice deep breathing going. And on our next exhale, let's lift the right leg, keeping the same shape of the leg. Inhale, bring it down. Exhale, the other leg up. Inhale it down again. So we're just going to march the legs back and forth. As we lift that leg, abdominals are hollowing out. And the leg that's staying down, that foot is pressing into the mat. So we should feel a lot of abdominal engagement here with this movement pattern. Let's do 5 more. Now reaching slightly with the fingertips, like we're trying to reach down past the shins. 3 more. And 1 more. Bringing the soles of the feet down to the mat, let's bring the fingertips back behind the back of the head. Press the feet into the mat. As we exhale, let's curl up, head, neck, and shoulders. On the inhale, let's roll back down again. Let's do this several times. Scooping up on the exhale, lowering down slowly against gravity. So those abdominals are working on the way down too. The soles of the feet are pressing into the mat. We'll feel that help us engage the glute muscles, inner thighs, hugging slightly together. Let's do 3 more. See if you can lift just a little bit higher. Head is heavy in the hands. Last one, we'll rise up and hold. Feet pressing into the mat. We're going to lower an inch and lift an inch. Lower an inch, lift an inch. With a happy smile on our faces. Scooping those abdominals under the rib cage for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower slowly down. Let's bring the knees in close to the belly, put a hand on each knee, and let's rock from side to side, massaging the back. And then bringing the feet back down, let's locate our ball. Hopefully it's not as far away as mine is. And we'll bring that right between the knees. Soles of the feet on the mat. So we're pressing those feet into the mat once again. Let's bring the fingertips back behind the back of the head, finding that neutral sacrum to start. As we exhale, let's curl up, squeeze the ball. Inhale, lower down. We'll do 2 more like that, coming straight up and slowly down. Seeing if we can come up just a little farther because we're hugging into that ball. The next time that we curl up, we'll squeeze the ball and reach the right elbow toward the left knee. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, curl up, reach the left elbow toward the right knee. Inhale, lower down. We'll go back and forth. Squeeze that ball as you rise. Soften a little bit as you lower. Soles of the feet anchored to the ground. See if you can curl up just a little higher. Let's do one more on each side. And bring it in. Let's release the ball. We'll bring it between the palms instead. We'll place it right on the solar plexus, right between the hands. Scoop the shoulder blades down the back, and we'll start to put a little squeeze into that ball. Let's bring one leg up into tabletop and then the other. So we should already feel those abdominals engaging right here. Let's extend the left leg toward the wall in front of us and bring it back. Extend the right leg, bring it back. As we extend, let's press into the ball. Inhale, return. Exhale, extend. Inhale, return. So each exhale, squeezing into that ball, engaging the muscles of the arms and upper back, reaching with that leg. And now as we extend one leg, let's bring the other one back. So we'll speed it up, pressing into the ball, press, press. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring everything down to the mat, release the ball to the side, just set it aside for now. Fingertips back behind the back of the head. Let's bring one leg up into tabletop and then the other for crisscross. As we exhale, let's curl up. Right elbow toward left knee, other leg extends. Inhale, center without coming down. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, center. Go nice and slow. Each time the elbow reaches toward the knee, that's our strong exhale. Pulling those abdominals down and in. Let's do 5, 4, beautiful control. 3, 2, and 1. Bring everything down. Reach the arms wide. Let's sway the knees side to side. Breathing deep. And bringing those knees back to center. Let's bring the fingertips back behind the back of the head. Bring the legs up into tabletop. On an exhale, curl up, head, neck, and shoulders. We'll hold here. So both legs are lifted, head, neck, and shoulders are lifted. Single leg stretch. Extend one leg as you bring the other in and switch. We'll exhale as we switch. Each time, see if you can curl up just a little more. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower everything down. So we're back in our active rest. Let's bring just our right leg up to the sky. Let's clasp behind the back of that thigh and flex that right foot forward and back. Breathing deep. Then let's circle that right ankle. Soften the shoulders, soften the eyes. Change direction. And bring that leg down. Let's reach the left leg up, clasping hands behind the back of that thigh. Let's flex that foot forward and back. That's the sound I'm looking for. Let's get those out right now. Let's circle the ankle, breathing deep, and change direction. And bring that foot back down to the mat as well. Let's take our ball. Once again, we'll bring that between the thighs. From there, let's elevate both legs into our tabletop. We've got that ball snuggled in between the knees, fingertips back behind the back of the head. Exhale, curl up, head, neck, and shoulders, lower body stays totally steady. We're gonna squeeze the ball, reach that right elbow toward left knee. Inhale, center without coming down. Exhale, other side. Inhale, center. Back and forth. Lower body stays steady. Each time we twist, let's squeeze that ball. Scoop those abdominals for 3, 2, and 1. Keep the ball between the knees, draw the thighs in close as you lower the head, neck, and shoulders down. Bring the arms into a tabletop. So elbows will be about level with shoulders, backs of the hands are resting on the mat. Draw the thighs in close, squeeze the ball. Exhale, reach the knees over toward one elbow. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach the other way. Inhale, center. We want to just go so far that we can still keep both shoulder blades on the mat. As we twist, we're squeezing into that ball, hugging the thighs close into the belly. Let's do 2 more on each side. As we warm up, maybe we go a little farther. 1 more to each side. And back to center. Let's take the ball between the palms. We'll bring it back onto the solar plexus again, just nestling the upper arms toward the mat. Let's extend both legs up toward the sky. Lower them straight down. Take an inhale. Exhale, squeeze the ball. Bring them straight back up. Inhale, lower. Feel the core holding steady. Exhale, squeeze the ball. Scoop back up. Let's do 4 more. And let's feel those shoulder blades scooping downward toward the back pockets. See if you can hollow out the belly just a little more. 2 more. And 1 more. And now, since we're nice and warmed up, let's just soften the knees. We'll keep the legs elevated. Just wiggle those toes. We'll take a moment here before we do one other thing. Then let's straighten those legs again. Let's point through the heels this time. Start to press the palms into the ball. Scoop those shoulder blades down the back. Let's lower the heels a few inches and then circle the legs apart and back together again over the hips. Lower a few inches, circle them back up over the hips. As we circle, let's exhale and squeeze into that ball. If you have quirky shoulders like I do, one of them may want to pop up. Keep scooping those shoulder blades down the back. Keep hugging into that ball. Maybe go a little lower or a little wider. With control. 3 more. And 1 more. And let's bring the soles of the feet down. Let's release the ball. Reach the arms out wide. Let's tip the knees slowly to the right. And we'll hold here breathing. Let's turn the gaze over that left shoulder, closing the eyes. 3 full breaths here. And then slowly swaying those knees back to center. Let's take an inhale. As we exhale, let's sway the knees over to the left and hold here. Turning the face toward the right, closing the eyes. Just let the shoulders melt into the mat. And let's slowly, gently draw those knees back to center, returning to our active rest pose. Let's bring the ball into our right hand and we'll just reach it up in a leisurely way over that right shoulder. So we're just holding it in the palm. Yeah, you can look up at me. I'm actually resting my arms, so I'm much lazier than you guys who are holding the ball aloft. So just let the arm rest on the mat for now. Then let's bring the left hand back behind the back of the head. Start to press the soles of the feet into the mat, feeling the glutes engage and the abdominals engage. As we exhale, we're gonna peel up, head, neck, and shoulders. We're gonna dunk this ball just past that left knee. As we inhale, let's lower slowly down, reach that ball over the right shoulder. Exhale, curl up, reach the ball. You can press it into the left outer knee. Inhale, lower down. Legs stay nice and steady. They're pushing downward through the soles of the feet. Inner thighs hugging together slightly. Let's do 2 more. Head is pressing back into the palm. Last one, hold. We're reaching the ball past the left knee. Tiny pulses. Up, up, up. Please breathe. Little breaths, feet pushing into the mat for 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Let's stretch one leg out long and then the other. We'll reach the arms up overhead and take a big stretch. And breathe. Stretching through the fingertips and through the feet. Then let's bring the ball into the left hand. We'll bring the feet back into our active rest pose. Left arm is just stretched in a leisurely way up over that left shoulder. Bring the right hand back behind the back of the head, and here we go. On our exhale, peel up, head, neck, and shoulders. Reach that ball past the right knee. Inhale, lower down as slowly as you can. So we're moving nice and slow with the breath. Feet are pushing through the floor. We want to leave footprints in the mat. They're pressing down to get those glutes engaged. Shoulder blades reaching downward toward the back pockets. Abdominals scooping under the ribs. Let's do 3 more. Get those inner thighs hugging in just a little bit. 2 more. Last one, we're gonna reach a little bit farther and pulse, pulse, pulse. Reaching past the knee. Keep the knees level with each other. Feet are pushing through the mat for 3, 2, and 1. Oh, lower down. Reach the arms up overhead again. Let's stretch the legs away and reach from fingertips to toes, breathing deep. And bringing the soles of the feet back onto the mat. Let's bring the ball between the knees once again. So we'll hug that in with the inner thighs. Soles of the feet pressing into the mat, getting ready for bridging. Let's bring the palms down at our sides. Scoop those shoulder blades down to the back pockets. Hug into the ball, and on an exhale, push up into bridge. On the inhale, lower down, lightly touch, but don't land all the way. Exhale, push back up, moving with the breath. Back, ribs, and shoulders wide and heavy on the mat. So shoulder blades nice and smooth on the mat. Fingertips energetically reaching in the same direction as the toes. Toes pressing into the mat. Let's do 3 more. Really squeeze that ball. Squeeze the glutes to scoop up. Last one, we're gonna hold lifted, tiny pulses. Up, up, up. As we pulse up, we're squeezing in to the ball. Press, press, press. 3, 2, 1. Hold, circle the hips, up and around, breathing deep. Eyes are soft, change direction. Lift a little higher. Come to the center, squeeze the ball, squeeze the glutes, lift, and exhale, lower everything down. Let's remove the ball. Let's stretch one leg out and then the other. Bringing the ball between the palms. We're going to reach it down toward the toes. Let's point the toes, hollow out the belly. Exhale, curl up a few inches. Look at the toes. Inhale down, reach the ball up overhead. Exhale, reach it toward the toes, scoop the belly, lift a few inches. Inhale, lower down, reach that ball overhead. Let's do this 2 more times. And 1 more. As we come down this time, let's pause for a moment. I'm going to give 2 options. If that felt good, like a great challenge this morning, please continue with that. If you would like to roll all the way up, let's do that instead. So as we exhale, we'll reach the ball toward the toes, curl up, either just a few inches or all the way up. And we'll curl right on back down. Beautiful. We're pressing into the ball, whichever variation we're choosing, working with the breath, hollowing out those abdominals. Let's do 3 more. And 1 more. And we'll lower down. As we come down, let's bring the ball to one side, just set it down. Soles of the feet onto the mat. Bring the fingertips to the lowest abdominals. We'll keep the knees steady, but just rock the pelvis side to side. Rocking back to center. Let's make our way onto one side. So we're coming through fetal pose. Then we'll use our hands to help. We'll press our way up, coming up into a tabletop position. Please feel free to put some extra padding under the knees. And we'll bring the hands right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. If you toe in or out, I toe in, so I've got to look back. We want to align the feet with the knees, make sure the toes are pointing straight back. Then let's begin cat-cow. Inhaling to arch the back and exhaling to round. Feel free to close the eyes, feeling for length and space in the spine. I was always 5'8", and then I started practicing first yoga and then Pilates, and I grew an inch, even though I was already at that time in my 30s. So we can grow length in the spine, and it's so important to counter that compression that gravity is inflicting on us all the time. The next time we come back through a neutral spine, let's pause there and let's do a little side bending. So we'll inhale, bend to one side, exhale back to center, inhale, bend to the other side, exhale, center. Same thing here, eyes can be closed. We're moving with the breath, intending for that lengthening of the spine. Let's do one more to each side. And coming back to center, let's stretch our right leg back behind us, feeling those glutes engage. Lift up a little bit through those abdominals, soften a little through the heart. Then let's bring the right foot down, left leg comes back, Same thing here. Take a breath or two to feel the glutes activating and lift those abdominals so we're not compressing the lower back. So let's bring that left foot down. We'll go back and forth, reaching out through the right leg, bringing it down, reaching out through the left leg, and bringing it down. If you'd like to add that alternate arm, as the right leg reaches back, the left arm reaches forward, then we'll float down. We want to lift up through the abdominals. As you extend the leg back, feel your glute working to lift the leg instead of the hip. So keeping everything nice and linear. One more to each side. Should be nice and warmed up. And back to our tabletop. Let's find our ball. There it is. We'll bring it under that left palm. So we'll reach the ball out in front. So we have to reach for it a little bit. And then we'll reach the right leg back so that the tops of the toes are on the mat. Right from here, lift up through those abdominals. Feel that right glute starting to work. We'll lift, inhale, and lower, exhale. Lifting on that inhale, lowering on the exhale. Let's see if we can really feel that right glute. And unlike cat-cow, we're just looking to hold the torso really stable. Great way to strengthen the core and the lower back. Let's do 2 more. Next time we lift, let's hold. We're in a tiny pulse with the right leg. Up, up, up. Lift up through those abdominals for 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down, set the ball down, bring the knee down. Let's stretch forward through the arms, releasing the forehead to the mat, taking a few breaths in puppy pose. Deepening the breath. Let's rise back up into our tabletop position. Let's bring that ball underneath the right palm and bring that out in front. So we've got to reach for it a little bit. We can put a little weight on it. We'll reach the left leg back toward the back of the mat on the toes. Engage the glute to start to lift that leg up. Lift up through the abdominals as we lift that ball up. We'll inhale and exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. It's a great movement pattern for bringing back the alignment of the spine, left to right. Some of us have a shoulder imbalance or a little misalignment side to side. So steady and slow here. As we work the glute and the core, we're also doing a little chiropractic. Let's do 2 more. Next time we lift, let's hold, scoop those abdominals in and up. Glutes are on fire. We're gonna pulse up through that left leg. Up, up, up. The movement is so tiny that the core is holding super steady for 3, 2, and 1. Bring everything down. Child's pose or puppy pose. Breathe deep into the back body. Deepening the breath. Let's glide those forearms forward. We're going to be on our forearms and the knees. We'll take our right forearm. We're going to point those right fingertips toward the left front corner of the mat and bring the left palm just to rest. You know, we could even be on the back of the hand. So there's not weight in that left hand. So we're going to put some weight on that right forearm and reach that left leg back. And we'll start to lift and lower through that left leg. Nice. The neck is just a neutral extension of the spine here. And let's imagine we've got some friendly Pilates giant out there somewhere. And he or she is just gonna scoop us up through those right ribs. So the right ribs, beautiful, are drawing up and away from the floor. Let's do 3 more. And 1. I'm gonna bring it on down, switch sides, coming onto that left forearm, finding that diagonal, right leg comes back, and we'll lift and lower. Again, we're lifting up out of those left ribs. So we're feeling a little core engagement here. Neck is neutral, jaw is relaxed. Let's do 3 more. It's like in those mystery movies where they're like, this is too easy. There's something going on. We'll bring the knee down and let's bring the ball over to our left side. So we'll come down onto our right forearm again. The knees are right underneath the hips. We'll reach that left leg back toward the back of the mat. Left hand is going to be on the ball. And now we will put some weight into that left hand. As we lift the left leg, press into the ball, lower to hip height, soften on the ball. Inhale, lift, press the ball, lower to hip height, soften. Beautiful. Scoop those right ribs up. Nice and slow and controlled. Everybody looks amazing. The next time we come up, we're gonna hold. Lift those right ribs up. Tiny pulses through that left leg. Pulse down into the ball. It's like, pat your head, rub your tummy. You can do it. Press the ball, lift the leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, lift a little higher. Oh, and bring it down. Thank you. Now I've got your attention. All right, let's do the other side. We have another set. So come onto that left forearm. Right toes reach toward the back of the mat. The right hand's gonna come onto the ball. We'll find our balance point there. We'll start to lift and lower to hip height. Lift and lower to hip height. So once we find our good balance point, start to flow with this. As the leg lifts, we press into the ball. Beautiful, Allison. Crown of the head is reaching away from the toes. So here too, finding length and space. 3 more. Next time we come up, this is the best part. We hold, tiny pulses, up, up, up. Lift up out of those left ribs. Scoop them up. Lift, lift, lift. Little pulses. Lift just a little higher. Hold. 1 more inhale. And exhale, lower down. Oh, that's the best part. Let's bring the big toes together. Walk the knees away from each other for a wide-legged child's pose. If that doesn't agree with your hips, take a puppy pose or a different variation of a resting pose. And let's breathe deep into the back. And deepening the breath, let's make our way onto our right side. So we'll be sitting on our right hip. We can either prop our head up with a palm here, or we can stretch that right leg out and rest our head. Either way, we'll stack those knees, getting ready for some clamshells. Let's bring the ball in front of the solar plexus so it's directly out from that left arm, and we'll just give it a nice little pat. The arm fully extended so we know it's fully at arm's length. Beautiful. So we're going to start our clamshells, lift and lower. And you know it was coming as we lift. We're going to lightly press into the ball. So that left leg, we're really aware that one's moving. See if you can feel the right leg too, pressing down. So both legs are working. The left leg is the one going somewhere, but the right leg's pressing into the mat. Keep scooping those abdominals back under the ribs. 3 more. And 1 more. Glue the knees together. Lift the heels off of the mat. Keep the insteps of the feet hugging together. Same thing, we're gonna open and close. We can either pulse into the ball or just keep a nice steady pressure. Each exhale, hollowing out those abdominals. And it's like a seesaw. The minute we think of the abdominals, the feet come down an inch. So lift them up. Beautiful. 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knees, lower the feet. Everything's still stacked. We'll just bring the ball out of our way. We're gonna reach the left knee forward, take hold of that shin, and then we'll use a little bit of arm to pull that hip back. Only so far as we can keep our balance here. We don't want to topple over backwards. We should feel a nice stretch through that front quad. We're going to slowly draw the knee forward. As we do, we'll bring the hand back behind the back of the thigh so that we can extend the left leg forward. Nice. We'll keep it lifted. Start to bend the knee. Hand comes to the shin to help guide it back. It's a slow motion bicycle. We'll bring the knee forward. Hand slides to the back of the thigh. Reach and extend. Then bend. Hand comes to the shin. We'll draw it back. Take all the time in the world. It doesn't matter if you do 3 or 15. Just want to feel that nice stretch in both directions. Beautiful. Let's do 1 more. And we'll end in our quad stretch, just gently pulling that heel close to the glute, softening through the front of the quads. Deep breath. And gently release. Let's make our way to the other side. And again, we can either just fully stretch out through that left arm or prop our head up in our palm. Let's stack those knees. And we'll bring the ball out in front of the solar plexus, finding that distance where we can just pat it, where the arm can be straight. Hug the insteps of the feet together. We'll start to open and close. Toning those inner thighs. As the knees open apart, we're pressing lightly down into the ball. Lower leg, just as active as the upper leg. Let's do 3 more. And bringing those knees down and together, we'll glue them together for a moment. Lift the heels, hug the heels and insteps together, start to press into the ball, and we'll open and close through that right knee, keeping those heels lifted. Draw those abdominals back and away from the t-shirt. We can just press steadily into this ball, or as the knee comes up, press down into the ball for a little deeper abdominal engagement. Keep those heels lifted. Nice. 3 more. See if you can lift those heels just a little higher. 2 and 1. Bring it down, stack the knees. We'll just roll the ball out of our way, bringing that right knee a little further forward so we can take hold of the top of the shin. And then we'll guide that leg back, taking our time and reaching it back, drawing the heel toward the glute. Then slowly, slowly, we'll start to bring that knee forward again. The hand will slide to the back of that thigh as we extend the leg forward and then bend. Take hold, gently guide it back. Again, here, just find your own rhythm. Nice, deep, soft breaths. Very nice. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. And we'll hold this quad stretch for just a couple of breaths. Heel toward the glute, soften the shoulders, soften the hips. Just breath is active. And soften and release. Let's find our strap. And once we've got hold of it, let's roll down onto our backs. Let's bring the strap onto the ball of the left foot. And we'll have the sole of the right foot on the mat. Just feeling that nice neutral sacrum. Let's take a few breaths, just gently stretching out through that left hamstring. Breathing deep. And let's hold the strap just with the left hand. We'll bring the right hand down to the right inner thigh and tip that right knee out to the right as we release the left leg out to the left. We can keep the right hand there, just lightly pressing outward so it's opposite of our clamshells, or we can take that right arm and just release it out to the side. So find a good position where you feel like you can get a good stretch, not working too hard. And let's breathe nice and deep. And let's engage the abdominals to slowly glide the legs back to where they started. We'll keep the left leg elevated, stretch that right leg out long. We can put the right hand right on top of that right thigh to press it down. We'll cross this left leg to the right just an inch or two. So if your palm is on that right thigh, there's a nice line from the heel to the palm. Just looking for a little stretch for the IT band. A little goes a long way. We'll take a few more deep breaths here. And soften back to center. Let's bring that right leg up and we'll slip that into the strap, switching sides. Bring the sole of that left foot down to the mat. And for a few breaths, we'll just gently draw this right leg in close, looking for a nice stretch through the back of that hamstring, finding a way to hold the strap that the shoulders are not working. So shoulders can take a break here. Beautiful. And let's hold the strap just with our right hand. Let's bring the left hand down to the left inner thigh. We'll just gently guide that knee to the left and allow the right leg to open out to the right. And again, we're just looking for that intuitive arm position where the arms aren't really doing a lot of work. We're just supporting the leg, and we'll breathe to help those muscles release. And let's engage those abdominals to help us draw those legs back to center. We'll continue to elevate the right leg, stretch that left leg out long. We can put the left palm right on the left thigh to press it down. And we'll just cross the midline with this right leg, just an inch or two, looking for a little stretch through that right IT band, letting the shoulders soften. Let's gently draw the leg back to center. Bring it down, releasing the strap. And we'll just stretch that right leg out long, letting the arms release to our sides. Taking a few moments to just allow the body, the mind, the spirit to absorb the benefits of the practice. There's nothing left to do. Let's bring the awareness to the heart. Gently nourishing the heart with the breath. Wiggling the fingers and the toes. If it feels good to stretch and move, go right ahead. Let's slowly, gently make our way to one side, coming through fetal pose. And using the hands to help, we'll press our way up to a centered seat. Let's close our eyes when we get there. Any comfortable seats, just fine. And let's bring the hands right to the heart, bowing the head to the heart for a moment. Honor yourself for the good energy you brought to your practice. Invite the benefits to stay with you and radiate outward to everyone whose lives we touch. May we all have hope, joy, love, light, and laughter. Thank you all so much for sharing part of your morning. Namaste.